So, you know what today is? It's Lotto Day. And that's where we're going now to get my voice, like my sinuses, everything is just killing me today. I've been up for a while too. I don't understand why I'm so deep voiced when I first get up. And then sometimes from my allergies and stuff, it doesn't stop. So, we're going to Walmart. I have to get, oh God, I hope I brought my list with me. I think I did. I have to get, borax, some paper plates, because when I went shopping on Friday, nobody had paper plates. Mom needed a couple things. I think she needed, like, hamburger buns and, coffee creamer. That's what I'm going to get while I'm there. I have scratchers. I haven't even scratched yet, just because I keep forgetting I have them, and we've been really busy this week. So today is Tuesday. I have only a couple days left until, more than a couple, a few, till me and Chris do our bigger event. And I've been doing like non-stop glass work, and I am just exhausted. My mom came to my house the other day so I could get some work done, and because I can't really like bring my stools and stuff over there. So she came over and I finished up cutting a bunch of stuff, I was so glad she came to my house, because like at night I only have so many hours to get stuff done, so it's nice when I have the extra time in the day to do it. And especially before the kids, I figured start school and I have to be there all the time with them for school, I needed to get a lot of this stuff done. So I got all that stuff done, and I got everything foiled last night, and then Thursday, my mom's going to come to my house instead of me going to hers, so I can cut a bunch of more stuff, because I work on stuff at night, if I have time. Like, tonight I probably won't, because that's when everyone comes over to eat, and then Wednesday night, by the time the kids, like the nights the kids are home, it's hard, because by the time they go to bed and stuff, I don't want to go down there. I don't want to go down there at 9:30 and start, because it usually takes me a couple hours. So we'll see what gets done. Whatever gets done, that's what we bring, you know? I'm not going to try to stress myself out too much about it. We'll just see what happens. This weekend, I went like full deep clean and crazy mode on my house, and I hurt my back. So I'm also trying to be careful with that, because sometimes the way I stand in front of my glass cutting machine is not a good posture pose, especially when I have back pain. So I've been dealing with that, and like Sunday night was ridiculous. I did not sleep. I was in so much pain. I've gotten pulled muscles and stuff before, but my mom thinks maybe I have a disc slipping, because she has a lot of back problems. And the pain I described to her, she's like, that sounds like a disc hitting something. And I'm like, oh great. But why the fuck is Walmart so full? I mean, it's 9:30 on a Tuesday. It's ridiculous. But anyways, so I went and put a bunch of BioFreeze on it that night when I went to sleep on Sunday night, when it happened, because it happened Sunday. I did not sleep. It was miserable. It was terrible. The whole night I was just like constantly moving. I was rolling into Chris's side. I just kept waking up. It was not a peaceful sleep. I was exhausted yesterday when we were like just at home, and I was trying to finish up stuff just because I did not get enough sleep. So I tried to get to bed a little bit earlier. Tried. I am terrible at going to bed early. I end up watching TikTok, and I'll be on there for hours. So I'm like, yeah, that's not good. But I did get a little sleep last night. It's not hurting as bad, so I'm hoping it is just going to go away, and I won't have to worry about it, because that was very painful, and I don't want to deal with that on a daily basis. I feel terrible for my mom, because, like, I know she doesn't sleep well at night and stuff because of her back, and I'm like, I don't think I could deal with that all the time. So, some exciting news. We have a new addition to our family, and I will insert a picture over there of a sweet baby kitty. His name is Pumpkin, and he is my love. I love him. He's just a little baby. And he was living outside, and somebody must have dumped him, which breaks my heart because I love cats. And how dare you dump a sweet little kitty? So I was outside one day, and I've seen him past couple, like 2 weeks, and he's been like, roaming the neighborhood. I've seen him walking around, and I'm just like, I assumed he was someone's cat that they kept outside, or inside outside cat, which they really shouldn't, because we have a lot of dogs in our neighborhood and like other animals. So it's a little bit more rural. I wouldn't be leaving pets outside, but so I saw him a couple of times, and I just figured he was someone's cat. And then last week, it was like Tuesday, I saw him just standing near someone's house, and he didn't have a collar on, like one of my neighbor's houses, and he looks over at me and he goes, meow. And then me, being the cat lady I am, I'm like, meow. And then he starts running over. So I communicated him in his cat language. And I always meow at the cats. Like, I've done that always. And I do it to my mom's cats, and they'll meow back at me. I'm crazy, I know. So anyways, I meowed at the cat. He comes running. This cat is the sweetest cat in the whole wide world. He comes up, he starts meowing. I've never had a stray be like freaking nice to me. Like, usually they're little jerks. But this one, he is just rubbing his face against my hands. He's brownieing me. He's loving me. he was so sweet. And I was like, oh my God, how can someone like leave you? Because, he was so, what's the word? He was just, his disposition, he was just such a sweet little cat. And I'm like, how? Like, that's not just a living outside cat, unless a lot of people were, and he had like, a bunch of stuff going on in his ears. It looked like a bunch of earwax. He kept itching at him. But he's being sweet. He tried to follow me in my house, and I'm like, I have to take this cat. This is a sign from Jesus that I need to take this cat, because cats never come to me like this. And so I couldn't just let him follow me in the house because of Chaos and Baby. And I did not want them to, if he has something wrong with him, to get sick or whatever. So I'm like, I'm not doing that. So I have a big cat crate, and I tried to coax him into the cat crate. Well, first, a little bit later. First, I called up Chris. Chris was not a big fan. Chris was like, we have enough cats. I'm like, whatever. And then I'm like, that's a sweet little cat. If he comes back, I'm taking him. So he came back later that night, and my brother was over. My brother's just as bad as I am. He's like, meow, 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 kitty, kitty, and he's trying to get the cat. And I'm like, so I bring the carrier out. I try, like, putting cat treats on the ground. I'm like, oh, like, ooh, yeah, get in the carrier. And he wasn't having it. He is a very smart cat. And then my brother tried to grab him to put him in, because he's only about a year and a half old. So he's still little. And that cat did not want to be held. And he like tried to tear Darian up. So Darian's like, all right. And he got away. But the cat is so trusting and so cute. He kept coming back even though he knew I was trying to steal him. Like, he kept coming up to me, and he's like, so I'm trying to coax him in. That didn't work. We did that for like half an hour Tuesday night. I'm like, well, if he comes back, he comes back. I put food outside for him because I'm like, I'm not going to watch this. Because when I did give him cat food when he came up to my house, I brought him some food out. The first time I saw him, he was hungry. He must not have been eating, or nobody's been feeding him, because that cat was like hard swallowing, and he was thirsty, and his little meow was so like, it was terrible. So I took care of that. I left food out Tuesday night, and I figured, I was like, if he comes back, he comes back. Eventually I'll get used to eating here, and eventually I'll be able to kidnap him and make him mine. So I went to go to my mom's house, and I was like, because in the morning before that I went to take care of the garden, didn't see him in the yard or anything, or in anybody's yard, so I was like, whatever. So then I go, and I go get ready to go to my mom's. I have all my stuff in the car, and then I see him, and he's at the neighbor's house, just looking around. Like, they have dogs, so I'm wondering if he was trying to get some dog food or something that was around. I don't know. So I call him, I meow at him, and just like the mother cat I want to be. And then he comes back, and he runs over so happy. So then I'm like, the cage isn't going to work. How the hell am I going to get this cat in the house? So we have a sunroom in the back of our house, and there's steps that go up to it, and it's near the garden. So I coax this cat from the front of my house, around the side, down the back. That cat was so sweet. He followed me, walked along with me like he was my child already. So I coaxed him in, and he just wanted to keep like rubbing against my hands. So I kept like putting a hand out, and he'd like rub it, and then I'd move up a little bit steps. This took a 20-minute process. And any of my neighbors are watching me, they already think I'm freaking weird. They're gonna think I'm even more crazy. Look at this crazy lady bringing up this cat. Like, it was ridiculous to watch. I was like, so I got him in. I opened the sunroom door, and I finally coaxed him in, and he was kind of hesitant about, like, crossing over the threshold. I'm like, no, it's okay. Come on. And I finally get him in, and I, like, scoop him up and, like, shove him into the room, and he, like, freaks out, and I shut that door. And he wants out, and I'm like, you're my baby now. I'm going to take care of you, give you a good life. I love you. You shouldn't have came to me if you didn't want to be loved and taken care of. So, I take care. I pat him, I calm down. Another thing, this cat never hissed at me. Like, usually, if you, like, trap the cats like that, they're like... And I'm like, oh no, but this little sweet angel, he's just like, let me pet him. I'm like, it's okay. And he calmed down. I'm like, you're my baby now. I'm going to take care of you. So then I called the vet and made an appointment with them, and I got him in there. He went yesterday. So he was only there a couple days before that. And I've been keeping him in the sunroom because wanted to make sure he didn't have feline leukemia or anything, get the other cat sick. After that, he's been in there. He's been so loving and so happy, and he does this with his little claws on your leg because it's like he's just so happy now that he has a home. And it just breaks my heart. It makes me want to cry to think that if he was someone's because of how he acts, how that poor sweet little cat was just given up, like, breaks my heart. And I will love him forever, and I will take good care of him, and my kids love him, and my mom loves him, and eventually Chris will love him too. We gotta work with Chris didn't like Baby in the beginning either. Now he loves Baby. So, it hurt it made me really sad. I'm like, somebody just left you, and that's so sad because you're such a sweet little cat. Like, he's not a jerk cat or anything, and you shouldn't leave a cat if you get one to begin with, even if it is a little jerk. But I don't know, broke my heart. But anyways, I'm glad he's mine now. I took him to the vet. He's good. He had no fleas for living outside, which I was very surprised. He is a very clean cat, because I asked him, like, if he's dirty, you want to wash him, because I know he's been living outside for a while. And they're like, yeah, but he's pretty good. And then I'm like, all right. So the only thing that was wrong with my sweet baby was I was scared he had ear mites, since he kept... I'll just lock these doors real quick for sitting in the Walmart parking lot. No, there's a man near my car. And two of my locks aren't locking on my car, so I have to do them by hand. So, anyways, I'm scared I'm going to get kidnapped. So, he didn't have ear mites, but he kept itching at his ears. They said he had, like, a bacterial infection, and they gave him medicine for that. And they took care of all that. And he has to go back in 3 weeks and get his booster shots. And then they're going to check his ears. And they said his ears should be fine by then. She said she was going to give him long-acting medicine because of how he is. He doesn't like to be picked up. And he's, like, I've only had him for a week. So, I mean, obviously, he's going to have to trust me and stuff. And I understand he's lived outside for a while. So, yeah. He's not going to let me put stuff in his ears. He wouldn't even let me look at him before. So, she put stuff in there, took care of it. So, it'll be fine. I don't have to worry about it. He also, I got him fixed. He was not fixed. One, I don't want cats spraying all over the house. Two, I don't need him getting out. If he got out somehow, getting the world pregnant. And, yeah, mainly, though, they're usually a lot less aggressive. And, I mean, he's already a sweet cat, but they're usually a little bit... My nose, I'm so sorry. It's my allergies. It's terrible. They're usually a little bit sweeter when they get fixed. Except for Chip. Chip's a jerk. So, yeah, that's the story of our sweet new baby. And I will include a couple pictures of him in this video so you can see my little angel. And I'm sure he's going to be a good part of the family. His government name is David S. Pumpkins. Questions? If I can find a clip, I will insert it so you can see what he's named after. But Pumpkin for short, because I ain't calling him David S. Pumpkins every time I see him. But that's his whole name. All right, I am going to go into Walmart. And then I will be back. I have to get those few things and Milano. Okay, so that's done. Fix my camera. And, yeah, got stuff I needed. I had to get borax, which I've never used before. Oh, my fucking legs. Alright. I had to get borax, and I've never used it before, but I'm using it to kill ants. Because, sunny shit. And it's hot out. I cannot wait for fall. I hate this. Anyways, so you're supposed to mix it with sugar and put it in a paste near your plants, and it's supposed to kill the ants. And here's why I want to kill the ants. The ants are becoming the bane of my existence, and they are bringing aphids up the plants. The aphids are eating my peppers. I'm just starting to get peppers. I don't want problems, so I'm having a crisis, and I'm like, I can't. So I'm just gonna kill all the ants. I don't care. And also, they're all over my sunflowers, and they're like killing them. They're eating the flower, like the whole plant. So I'm like, nah. The garden was a bit of a shit this year. Like, I don't know. I look at some of the things I planted, and I'm just like very disappointed. Yellow squash. No yellow squash. Not for me this year. And I talked to some other people at the farmer's market that grow it, and they were talking to me about different bugs it could be, and I'm just like, okay, well, guess we're not doing that. And I have some butternut squash planted, so that's flowering and growing up the trellis I put in there, but I don't know how it'll do yet. We'll see, because I am at this point in time in my life used to the disappointment in the garden. It seems like the only thing I can grow is tomatoes, which the one plant I have outside keeps getting blossom end rot, and I don't know why. I don't know what I need to add to that soil or what. Like, I'm getting very frustrated. But like, I have one tomato so far in there that seems okay, so we'll see how that goes. Besides that, the green beans I ripped out a while ago, I'm going to be preparing carrots soon, probably sometime next week, and beets around that time. Maybe I should be okay. I need to research a little bit more of that, but that's what the plan is. I'm trying to think, did I get anything else? No, I planted those onions and they still look like they're coming up, but I don't know if they actually turned into onions or it's just the little green tops. The corn was crap this year. Next year I'm gonna try to grow like regular tall corn. I'm very frustrated, but you know, this is what happens when you're not a farmer or a farming family and you're just trying to figure it out. It's you know, seeing what's gonna happen, trial and error. So I'm hoping it'll end up being better. I wanted a drink at Walmart. Do you think I bought a drink? No, because I zoned out, and then that lady I don't like took me on the register. She's like, oh, I'll help you, and I'm like, that's right, don't be a bitch. Try and be a nice lady. And yeah, she took me, and I just didn't even think about looking for a drink at that point, so I was like, whatever, I'll just drink coffee when I go to my mom's, but I'm very parched. I wanted to make an iced coffee before I left this morning, but then I was petting all the cats and loving them before I left and getting dinner going because we're having meatballs and spaghetti tonight, and I had that ready in the crock pot. And yeah, I just like zoned out. I don't know, I just didn't do it, and I was very frustrated after that. And then my new little kitty cat, Mr. Pumpkin, he was on, we have a table like in the sunroom, and he was sleeping on it. I don't know if he has a hard time jumping up and down because of his little butt, little testicle area. So he was looking at me, and I went in there to pet him, and I filled his food and water, and I was talking to him and petting him, and he was just staring at me from the table. And I know he doesn't like to be picked up, so I was like, I don't know. But then I left, figured maybe he'll jump down after I leave, and he didn't. Like, leave out of the bed, the sunroom. And I think he's having a hard time getting down because he's probably sore. So I went in there and I picked him up, and he let me pick him up. He didn't, like, you know, hold on to me lovingly, but he didn't also try to jump out of my arms either. And I put him on the ground, and that's what he wanted because he started eating and drinking his water. I'm like, you poor baby. It's a good thing I put him down there before I left. Could you imagine the poor cat there all day? I mean, I'm sure he would have got down. He used his litter box overnight, and I know he was on the table when I went to bed, so he must have got down on his own. But anyways, so yeah, that's what's going on. I'm over the hot. I've been over the hot. I've let you guys know that for like months now. I'm hot, disgusting. I just hate it. We had a cool day, and not like, ooh, so cold. Like, it wasn't like blistering hot, like I was gonna sweat to death and die. It was one of the days we were doing our farmer's market, and we were sitting under our tents, and the breeze was nice, and it was just nice. And I was like, we wouldn't have got this in Florida. In Florida in August, you're going to die. That's how that is. It's not, there is no cool breeze until like December. It's just not. It's miserable. So I was like telling Chris, I'm like, that's so nice that you get a nice little breeze in August. So I'm hoping it'll be cooler up here sooner than later because it's hot. My mom doesn't hope for that because she likes to go swimming, but I have no use for the pool, so I've gone in probably about 5 times since they've opened it, and that's because my kids made me, and I try to avoid it like the plague. They want to go in later today, and I guess I'll go in with them then, and I'm hoping to not have to do this again until like Labor Day, which is usually the last day up here to really go swimming because it starts to not get super cool, but in the 70s. The water's not cool enough, even if it's like low 80s, and because it's starting to like get cool at night then when that time comes, and it's just not happening. So whatever, I'm fine with not going swimming. The kids start school next week, yay, they're so excited. They're really not, neither am I, but some of my worry has been healed by the teachers, because I talked to one of them yesterday. They called me, and they are like school advisor person, and they were explaining to me like how it's gonna work, and like it's kind of similar to what they did last year, so it gave me less panic, because I'm like, I was being like legit, and I was being real with this woman. I'm like, look, I understand they're gonna need help, but like I got 3 different kids in different grades. I can't sit and watch all their classes with them. It's just not gonna happen. She's like, no, you don't have to. I'm like, oh, okay. She's like, I wonder if they planted potatoes. That's what it looks like. The people that usually plant the hay bales, because they're like leafy. I don't know, we'll see. The teacher lady, advisor, whatever, that works with the school, she was explaining to me that a lot of their classes are recorded. So like, say Autumn watches something and then she's trying to fib, like, oh, I don't gotta do that, and I'm like, yeah, and then I can go back and look at the video and be like, yeah, you do. So that's good to know, because to be honest with you, I don't want to spend hours of my day watching teachers talk. I just don't. Sorry. It's getting worse here, COVID-wise, like it is everywhere. I was looking at Florida's numbers, and I'm like, because we have family and stuff down there, I'm like, those poor people. But like here, I think it was 6,000 the other day, almost 7, and I'm like, that's ridiculous. And then I'm over it. I'm scared to go places, and it sucks because the Halloween stuff's coming out, and the holiday stuff, and the Christmas stuff, and I don't like not feeling safe going out. Also, my mask is so stretched out, I have to fix the elastic, which I feel like is something I have to do freaking constantly. I'm not talking about the fabric ones I made, like the N95 I wear when it's getting real bad out. That's what I usually wear when I go in the store. But the elastic's all like stretched to hell, so I have to put new elastic in it. And I know some people probably just like throw them away or whatever. I use them till you cannot use them anymore, because they're expensive for one. 2, they're hard to get because of everyone going nuts right now with all that stuff. I was lucky to get the new box I did. There's only so many in there, so I try to use them for as long as I can until they need to be changed. But the elastic won't withstand it. I feel like the elastic used to last longer. Maybe they're just not making it as well because of everything going on. I don't know. But what is that? There's a bunch of chickens. You see those birds? You see them? I don't know what they are. They're like quails, or I don't know what that is. They remind me of little baby peacocks, but they're not as much of them over there. Anyways, almost to my mom's. So I'm gonna go. I got stuff to do over there. And I will see you guys in the